San Juan Thread uncovers the people and elements that give this region its character.
So I've been mushing dogs for about 15 years. I started back east in Maine and New Hampshire, and I've worked in Montana, Utah, and now here in Colorado. We rescued our dogs about a year ago, and we work with mainly Alaskan Malamutes. And Malamutes are freight pulling dogs. So they pull weight, which is great because we can accommodate large families and big groups, and everyone can get out at the same time. Now we go a little slower, because we're carrying so much weight, but that way it's safer. We can take young kids too. We actually had been working with the dogs for another woman in town for quite a few years. So we were training and guiding and kind of doing the same type of experience, and she was no longer able to care for them. And since we'd been training with them and working with them, we decided that it would be a great thing to do on our own. The dogs, they hadn't run in a couple of years, but they were super excited to see us. We did have some vet visits that we had to do to make sure that they were all healthy and in good condition to be able to run. Some of the younger puppies went to pet homes, and some of the old retired dogs as well. But as far as conditioning and getting back into shape, it was really amazing how instinctual running and pulling is to them. We have 44 dogs right now. A couple are retired and they live in the house with us. They don't run anymore. So we always try to find homes when they age out or mentally age out. But having 44 dogs is pretty manageable. We get food donations, and there's 4 of us operator owners, so we're constantly taking care of them. Although I do find sled dogs are pretty self-sufficient in a lot of ways. So they've kind of got their own way of living, and they live outside too, so that way they're acclimated to the weather and the conditions. Each dog gets between half a pound up to 2.5 pounds per dog per day. And they eat a combination of raw meat, so beef, elk, yak, bison, fish, and then we have a high quality kibble that we give them as well. So we start training the dogs right from a couple of days old, really. We're making sure that they're used to everything like the snow and people touching their ears and their paws, and we talk to them. But right around 7 or 8 weeks, they're gonna experience what it's like to be out here. So they actually get to ride in our sleds when they're babies, and then when they're old enough to run alongside the sled is really when they're gonna see, oh, what's this all about? The dogs are working, they're excited. And then right around 4 months, we'll hook them in for a couple minutes at a time and get them used to it. The most important thing about training puppies is that they have fun. That's the most important thing. And then from there, you're gonna work out that whole, goofy puppy stage to a serious working dog, which sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't. And then right around 7 months, they're able to do like a full tour. The summertime, it can be a little tricky, for sure. And generally Christina and I were grooming the dogs, making sure all their dead coat is out, looking for any lumps or bumps, cleaning their ears, trimming their nails, and making sure that they're ready to go for when it's time to work. We're also thinking about doing a summer camp for kids, where we teach kids how to put harnesses on, feed the dogs, actually mush them on a wheeled cart, which I think is going to be really fun this summer. My favorite part about mushing dogs is sharing the dogs and education. I really like getting families here who've never maybe seen dog sledding or been dog sledding, and just showing them how it works and educating people about mushing in general. And the dogs are bred to do this. Similarly, like a black lab is bred to fetch. It's bred into them. So that's my favorite part is sharing the dogs. Our days start very early. So we go down to our dog yard, make sure the dogs are ready to go for the day, and then we load them into our dog truck, which is a long process of bringing them up to the truck, putting them into their boxes. And so we put them in our truck, and then we head to town where we usually fuel up because we have a long drive to get them to the trailhead. And then we get here at the trailhead and we unload all the dogs, put their harnesses on, we get our sleds and our lines ready, and then we also make fires here at camp and make sure camp is ready to go. And then we actually get to do the tours. Now the tours are actually sometimes shorter than everything else, because we're spending the least time on the trail. So we're spending, I would say, about a quarter of the time mushing and 3/4 of the time you're caring for the dogs. So after we get done taking clients out, which is usually about 2 hours total, come back and then do it all in reverse. Put the equipment away, check on the dogs, make sure they don't have injuries, take their harnesses off, load them up, go back to town, and maybe fuel up again depending on the day. Take them back to our ranch, unload them, and then it's feeding time, watering time, and of course picking up lots of poop, which is a big part of mushing. And then at the end of the day, we get to take care of ourselves, which sometimes is the hardest part, is taking care of yourself, making sure that you're in good shape to take care of your dog.